Well, here it is, 9/11. I'm sitting outside of my house, the driveway. I'm looking out at the Intracoastal Waterway, and I can hear and smell the ocean. The bees are buzzing me, and the hummingbirds have already done their morning feeding, and they're probably going to come back for another run. And they'll buzz me. If we're lucky enough, we'll get it on camera. So a lot of people have asked me, why haven't you been posting more? What's going on? All of that. You see that up there? Honor the Warriors flag, the American flag, and one of my subscribers designed and had made the 250 miles in July flag, but it's not July, but I still fly it. I like it. It's an interesting thing, very interesting thing. This awesome video was interrupted by my son Doyle. He picked me up a coffee from Matters More Coffee on 17 in Hampstead, North Carolina. Awesome. Cafe Mocha, I love it. I don't even know what it's called, but it's got chocolate in it, and that's all that matters to me. It's got coffee in it. That's all that matters to me. And I'm all jacked up on vitamins right now. And I took my first of four rounds of meds that I take. I take them every day. You'll notice these glasses are different. Maybe you will, maybe you won't. My other glasses broke. They're Costas, the frames, and I got them because they were supposed to be super great, but they wore out on the left hinge, only the left hinge. They didn't break in the sense that the little screw wore through the plastic. It seems like an odd design. They were super expensive too, but they have a good warranty. They're replacing them. So, but my eyesight's gotten worse, so I had to get new lenses, and I'm going to get these titanium frames from Wilmington Eye. They're amazing. Wow. Also on 17 in Scottsdale. They're not sponsors of this, but I think when you do that great of a job, and I'll tell you what, well, I'm not going to say her name on there because I didn't ask her if I could, but my doctor there, whew, she is amazing. Fantastic doctor. So anyway, oh, there's the hummingbirds. So I was saying before my son drove up, a lot of people have been asking me about 9/11 and will I do a message? Why haven't I been broadcasting and all of that? And one is, I only want to broadcast stuff that I think is of value to you. You know what I mean? It doesn't make any sense for me to just get on there and jabber on. I mean, yeah, I want 1,000 or more. I want 100,000. I want 1,000,000 subscribers. But if I'm not putting out something that is of any interest to you, well, what's the point? I don't want you to waste your time. And then on top of that, I just don't like jabbering on for the sake of nothing. Anyway, you got to hurry up here because one of my subscribers tells me you got to keep it to 10 minutes because nobody that would subscribe is going to stay subscribed. But I looked at the analytics, and it turns out the analytics, the age group that listens all the way through, which is really my target market, is 20 years below my age and 20 years above my age, all the way through that range. So those are the people that listen, and those are the people. Yeah, I'd love to say that I want to get a hold of the young people and have them understand and learn, but maybe they will, maybe they won't. Some are woke in the right way, and some are woke in the wrong way. They're walking dead. So here we are. It's 9/11, 20 years later. The status of the government is just utterly flippin' horrible. The leadership of our nation is in the toilet. Yet, watch the mainstream news, and you will see accolade for a bumbling, fumbling, Um, just a complete. The man is a bit of a degenerate. People know that, but his mind is gone. It's gone, and they're propping him up like Weekend at Bernie's. You know, that movie also did not endorse this video. So here we are. We're 20 years later, and this guy has wreaked havoc upon our whole world. Not just the United States, but our whole world. He's not only brought back the very people into greater power, but greater equipping than most countries dream of. You've heard the numbers. $85 billion worth of stuff, but that doesn't even include the, this is the top of the grade military stuff. And they're going to tell you, the generals are going to look at you and say that they've made it so that it couldn't be used. You don't have to remind people who have lost. You don't have to remind them. You don't have to remind people. That's what I'm saying. People ask me a lot of times, why don't you do a video in memorial to the families and the those that have been lost? But I don't do that because the families and the people with close relation to it, which I have a close relation to 9/11. Like I said, I know people. I know people who have lost their brothers, their dads, their uncles, their aunts, their moms, their dads. All of those. I know all of them, and they'll never forget. We don't have to remind them. Never forget. Now I distinctly remember, in the days after 9/11, people saying, we'll never forget this. We will never forget this. And I remember saying to the people that were close to me at that point in time, I was in a high rise anyway. And I said, oh no, half of you will forget. And I remember the company I was working for, I had people that worked within my group that were in, one brother was in the tower, the one tower, and the sister was in the other tower. And they were telling them over the intercom, stay put, it's okay, firemen are coming, they're here, it's all right, all this stuff, you're better off staying put. And I remember I called them to check on them. I knew where they worked because I talked to them every day. I didn't talk to his sister every day. She didn't work in my group, but anyway, so I just, it was a crazy thing. And I just kept saying to them, you got to get out. Don't listen to what they're saying. You got to get out. Just get out now. Don't wait. And so they said, he called her, and then he said, call my sister, here's her number. And I called, and because he couldn't talk her into it, and I talked her into it. I said, look, you got to get out. You got to get out now. You don't have time. What they're telling you is not true. It's not true. Get out of the building and get away. Walk as far away as you can. Meet your brother. Pick a place really fast. Pick a place. Hey, buddy, you can't go yelling at people. Pick a place. There's somebody pulling in. You're going to have to grab her. Pick a place and, make it such that you can't, there's no way in this world that you can miss, and that it's far enough away. How you doing? Good morning. You've got to figure out a place to go, and to go there and to meet. But it can't be right under the base of the towers. And it's going to be chaotic, but you got to keep going and don't look back. Just go to that place. So they picked a place. They lived in Brooklyn. They still live in Brooklyn. They picked a place to go, and they said, look, this is what we're going to do. This is where we're going to meet. And I remember the name of the place, but I don't want to say the name of the place. And they called me back, and they said, okay, we're going. We'll call you as soon as we're clear. And so they did, but I didn't hear from them for 6 hours. I didn't know if they got out of the building or not. 6 hours. That was an excruciating 6 hours. Now, these are people I talk to every day. Brother, I didn't talk to the sister every day. I talked to the brother, but I heard about the sister all the time. Their mother, I found out later, said, no, don't listen to him. You listen to what they're telling you, and you stay there in that building, like they said. You stay put. They got out just in time, and they went to where they were supposed to meet. They picked the place. It was a pizza place. And then they walked all the way to Brooklyn. It's crazy. It was super hard for them. It was one of the worst days of their lives. And they were so kind. They were, as soon as they got to their moms, because you couldn't make a cell phone call. At a certain point, cell phones were. And I don't even know where I was. It stopped recording for some reason. I just did an update. I'm telling you, the software people control the world. I did a software update on it, or I don't know what you call it, some kind of thing. And a firmware update. And when I did the firmware update on it, it hadn't been working right. It's one of my favorite little cameras too, so I have to see what's going on. Anyways, I need to sum this up, but the story is they were fine. I'm not sure where it cut off recording. They were fine, but they were shattered as human beings. They lost over half of their work team, the people that they worked with, over half of them. Hundreds of people they lost, gone. People they saw every day, gone. And I think as a country, we've done a pretty good job. I've never known there to be a fund for somebody that went through. There was no fund for me when I was struck by a reckless driver at 92 miles per hour versus 51 head on. I went from 51 to 0 in 7 feet. Totally changed my life. Killed me. I came back to life. Not going to whine about it after that, but there was no fund or anything like that for me. So good for them, the ones that received funding. But I got to tell you,
How are you?
Have a great day. Come here, sissy. You can't go with her. She loves car rides. Hold on. Anyway, sorry about that. Buckeye loves to meet everybody. Everybody that comes within a range of, I don't know, 100, 200 yards is here to see her, to visit her. Just check them out first. Make sure they're not, So, sum that up. I mean, I think we as a country have done a pretty good job. You can't replace a life, no, but never before in history has there been a compensation of that magnitude, and that was done so that the airlines didn't go out of business. That's what that was all about. Because if they sued, airlines would not exist today. You say, well, we shouldn't have saved them. Airlines aren't just airlines hauling people. They haul merchandise, and you got to remember, airlines own most of the freight operation, the airborne freight operation. So if they go, it's a lot worse than... Anyway. In this country, we don't get mad. We get mad for a minute. And then we're okay for some dumb reason. It's like we think righteous anger is good. But we think that all anger is bad. And it's not. You have to remember who your enemy is. You have to remember who attacked us. Now, we can get into the picayune details of, most of them were Saudi nationals, most of them, all of that. There's a common thing, is they were all Muslim. They were all Islamic terrorists. The left will cry racism, they'll cry bigot, xenophobia, and all this other stuff. And there's lots of people who I know who are Muslim, who I like, I'm friends with, I would have them to my home. I've been to their home. And they love America. And they've bled for America. That being said, you need to know that we've lost sight as a nation. Part of why we were attacked on 9/11, a big reason why, is because our mentality. It's just so weak. It's so weak. The left in this country, and a big part of the right in this country, weak. Very weak. Sadly so. So who are our enemies now? I'm going to wrap this up. You guys have stuff to do. Like, subscribe, share, like, all that stuff. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 views because I've got an office literally 5 feet high with incredible giveaways that I'm going to do. And the only way you can be part of the giveaway, have a chance to win any of these amazing prizes, literally it's thousands of prizes, thousands of dollars worth of prizes, is if you're one of the first 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 views. So hurry up and do that, will you? It's killing me. I can't even go to my desk. Listen, if by a certain date I don't have 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 views, I'm just gonna sell the stuff, and some of it I'll give away to other people. So tell your friends. Who are our enemies? Our enemies are not the Chinese people, but the Chinese Communist Party. I stipulate that because I've said it before and people don't understand. They're not one and the same. There is a fierce, relentless military that's led by generals and on down who fear the leaders of the party. Now, they're the leaders of the military wing of the party, which is almost one and the same. But I got to tell you, the people at the top of that country are dangerous people. But I've been to China, and there's people in China that are amazing people. They're wonderful, amazing people. However, we can't take time to distinguish between the two because the enemy that's coming at us is massive and fierce. So we've got to get our crap together and understand that, we can't be wusses about this. The left, wants to give everything away because they love votes. They want votes and they want power. Don't let the left think. I don't know when that stopped recording. I'm going to stop recording this. This is a